Hello everyone, and welcome back. Not every empire leaves a mark as deep as the Ottoman, and not everyone had the vision to shape its legacy. Osman the Founder, Suleiman the Magnificent, Kosem Sultan, Mimar Sinan, and many others defined eras where intellect, power, and architecture were the pillars of a vast and complex world. Thanks to official historical records, advanced reconstruction software, and modern AI technology, these figures return once more, vivid, dignified, and full of presence. Who would you like to meet next? Let us know in the comments. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Mimar Sinan, circa 1490-1588, was the greatest architect of the Ottoman Empire and was hailed as the Michelangelo of the East. Born into a Christian family in Anatolia, he was recruited through the Dev-Shur system and rose to become the chief architect under three sultans: Suleiman the Magnificent, Selim II, and Murad III. Over nearly 50 years, he designed more than 300 structures, most notably the Suleiman Mosque in Istanbul and the Selmiye Mosque in Adira. Masterpieces honored by UNESCO. Sen laid the foundation of post-class Islamic architecture, leaving a lasting legacy across the Muslim world. Osman I, 1258-1326, also known as Osman Ghazi, was the founder of the Ottoman Empire, a powerful Islamic state that endured for over 600 years, 6 centuries. Beginning as the leader of a small Anatolian principality, he expanded his territory through military skill and deep faith, laying the foundation for a dynasty that would span 3 continents. Idealized as a legendary hero, Osman planted the seed that grew into the vast imperial tree that would shape Europe, Asia, and Africa. Lala Mustafa Pasha, 1500-1580. Ottoman Grand Vizier and general, led the brutal conquest of Cyprus in 1571, one of the bloodiest Mediterranean campaigns of the 16th century. Born through the Dev-Shur system, he served as royal tutor to Selim II and Murad III before commanding key fronts in Persia, Hungary, and Cyprus. Though condemned for executing Venetian commander Bragadin, he remains a key military strategist who transformed Cyprus into an Ottoman fortress and laid the foundations of Ottoman dominance in the eastern Mediterranean for the next 300 years. Bayezid of 1360–1403, the fourth Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, known as the Thunderbolt for his rapid military campaigns. In just 13 years, he doubled the empire's territory, defeated the Christian coalition at the Battle of Nicopolis, and launched the first siege of Constantinople. But his ambition led to defeat by Timur at Ankara. He was captured and died in captivity. His death marked the start of the Ottoman interregnum, a time of civil war and crisis. Nurbanu Sultan, around 1525–1583, wife of Selim II and mother of Murad III, was the first Valida Sultan to truly wield power in the Ottoman Empire. Of Venetian or possibly Jewish origin, she rose from slavery to rule the court for 15 years, dominating internal politics, forging an alliance with Venice, and sponsoring major charitable works such as the Atik Valley complex. Her sudden death, suspected to be poisoning, left a lasting power vacuum that marked the empire's decline. Ahmed Reis 1590–1617 was the 14th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. He ascended the throne at the age of 13 and ended the tradition of fratricide by sparing his brother's life, a major shift in succession law. His greatest legacy is the construction of the Blue Mosque in Istanbul, a masterpiece of Islamic architecture. Despite ruling during turbulent times, Ahmed IV is remembered for bringing symbolic reform, architectural brilliance, and a more humane tone to the Ottoman dynasty. Mehmed II, 1432–1481, known as the Conqueror, was the great Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, who ended the Byzantine Empire by capturing Constantinople in 1453, at just 21 years old. He transformed the city into the capital of Istanbul, built the Top Kappa Palace, and promoted religious tolerance and scholarship. A brilliant military strategist, fluent in 7 languages, Mehmed became a symbol of power, intellect, and the Islamic Renaissance. Koprulu Mehmed Pasha, 1575–1661, was the legendary Grand Vizier who revived the Ottoman Empire. Appointed at the age of 80 under the condition of full authority, he cracked down on corruption, crushed the Janissary revolts, and reclaimed Lesbos from Venice. As founder of the Kopru Regency, he paved the way for 3 generations of family rule. His political testament guided the empire for 30 years, a symbol of order, strength, and throneless power. Turgut Reis, around 1485–1565, also known as Turgut, was a legendary Ottoman admiral and the right hand of Barbaros Harridan. Rising from a galley slave, he commanded 67 naval battles, defeated the Maltese, captured Tripoli and Gou in 1551, and turned the Mediterranean into an Ottoman lake. He died during the siege of Malta in 1565 at the age of 80. His body was returned to Istanbul with a state funeral, an honor normally reserved for sultans, securing his place as an immortal naval hero. Selim III, 1761–1808. The 28th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire was a pioneering reformer who launched the Niçamade New Order era. In a bid to modernize a declining empire, he created a Western-style army, built gun foundries and technical schools, and established permanent embassies in Europe. Though deposed in a Janissary revolt in 1807 and assassinated the following year, his reforms laid the groundwork for Mahmud II's transformation. A paradox. The music-loving sultan, who composed over 60 classical Ottoman pieces, died for his military dream. Selim Farmer 1470–1520, nicknamed the Grim, was the fastest expanding sultan in Ottoman history. In just 8 years he defeated the Safavids at Chelder, crushed the Mamluks in Egypt, and took control of Mecca, Medina and Jerusalem, becoming the first Ottoman caliph. Fierce but visionary, he reformed Islamic law, built the first Ottoman navy, and turned Constantinople into a global hub. His sudden death ended his campaign to conquer Europe, a dream later fulfilled by his son, Suleiman the Magnificent. Mahmud II, 1785–1839, the last great reform sultan of the Ottoman Empire, who boldly abolished the 500-year-old Janissary Corps in the bloody auspicious incident 1826, paving the way for military modernization. He replaced the traditional turban with the Western-style fez, established the first modern medical school, and launched sweeping reforms in education, healthcare, dress, and administration. Though he lost Greece, Algeria, and Egypt, Mahmud laid the foundation for the Tanzimat period. His death from tuberculosis ended his unfinished dream of a renewed Ottoman state. Suleiman the Magnificent, 1494–1566, was the greatest sultan of the Ottoman Empire. He expanded its borders into Central Europe, North Africa, and Persia, while launching major reforms in law, administration, and the military. Under his reign, the empire reached its zenith in power and cultural brilliance. More than a conqueror, Suleiman was also a poet, a devoted lover, and a symbol of the fusion between strength, wisdom, and the refined spirit of Islamic civilization. Ali Pasha, 1815–1871. An Albanian-born Ottoman statesman, was the last symbol of semi-autonomous rule in the Balkans, ruling Ioannina for 4 decades. He was both feared for his brutality and admired for his cultural patronage, founding a 35,000-book library and supporting Greek Albanian scholars. As Grand Vizier, he also advanced the Tanzimat reforms, modernizing Ottoman law and administration. Assassinated by order of the Sultan, Ali Pasha remains a controversial figure whose legacy blends authoritarian power with visionary reform and cultural revival. Ibrahim Pasha, 1493–1536. From a Greek-born slave boy, he rose to become the most powerful Grand Vizier of the Ottoman Empire, fully trusted by Selim the Magnificent, who granted him the title. Sarasur Sultan, he led key victories at Rhodes, Mohat, and Baghdad, and even held the imperial seal. But at the peak of his power, suspicion and intrigue surrounded him. He was mysteriously executed in 1536, ending one of the most famous political tragedies in Ottoman history. Hurrem Sultan, circa 1502–1558, also known as Roxolana, was one of the most powerful women in Ottoman history. Born a Ruthenian slave, she became the legal wife of Suleiman the Magnificent, breaking centuries of Hurrem tradition through intelligence and diplomacy. She deeply influenced foreign policy, charitable institutions, and imperial affairs. Her death grieved Suleiman so deeply that he built a mausoleum opposite his own, a unique honor never before granted to a consort in the history of the Ottoman harem. Murad IV, 1612–1640. The 17th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire was known as a blood and iron ruler who restored order through fear and force. Ascending the throne at age 11 amid turmoil, he banned alcohol, coffee, and tobacco and ordered mass executions, including his own brother. In 1638, he personally led the military campaign that retook Baghdad from Persia. Murad died at 27, leaving behind a legacy of restored authority and harsh discipline that defined a brutal yet stable era. Sakolu Mehmed Pasha, 1506–1579. Originally a Christian boy from Bosnia, was recruited through the Devshme system and rose to become one of the greatest grand viziers of the Ottoman Empire, serving under three sultans, Sultan Selim II and Murad III. He effectively ruled the empire for 15 years. He initiated strategic megaprojects like the Suez and Don-Volga canals, built the iconic Sakalovich Bridge, and expanded Ottoman influence to Indonesia and Morocco. His assassination in 1579 marked the decline of the Devshire elite and ended the glorious Solu era. Kosum Sultan around 1589–1651 was one of the most powerful women in Ottoman history. Born a Greek slave, she became the wife of Sultan Ahmed IV. After his death, she ruled as regent for her sons Murad IV, Ibrahim Ersin, Mehmed Orfur, effectively controlling the empire for nearly 30 years. Known for her wisdom and cunning, she dominated the military, the treasury, and built vast charitable networks. Her assassination in the palace marked the end of female rule in Ottoman politics. Abdul Hamid II, 1842–1918. The last Ottoman sultan to hold absolute power, ruled for 33 years from 1876 to 1909. Dubbed the Red Sultan by the West for repressing dissent and massacring Armenians. He was also praised as the Great Sultan for his diplomacy and reforms. He blocked Zionist efforts in Palestine aligned with Germany, built the Hijaz Railway, and reformed Istanbul University. Deposed after the Young Turk Revolution, he spent his remaining years in exile. His legacy blends authoritarianism with the foundations of modern Turkey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and hit subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting content.